ended a volatile week after the jobs report Friday and Jay Powell's comments that rates could go higher for longer. Economist and author of Mega Threats, 10 Dangerous Trends That Imperil Our Future and How to Survive Them, Nouriel Roubini has warned that markets this year are going to get hit with what he is calling a perfect storm: recession, a debt crisis, and out-of-control inflation. He joins me now. Nouriel, it's wonderful to have you this weekend. Thanks so much for being here. Walk us through this perfect storm that you are expecting.
Well, the nature of both economic, monetary, and financial risk has changed a lot in the last 2-3 years. A couple of years ago, we were worried about lowflation and deflation. Now we're worrying about inflation. A couple of years ago, we were worried there was too much savings, not enough demand, secular stagnation. Now we have to worry about stagflation, recession, and inflation. A couple of years ago, we were worried that interest rates were too low, and now they are rising because of inflation, and with large stocks of private and public debt, eventually debt ratios may become unsustainable. We were worried about hyperglobalization. Now we have to worry about deglobalization, balkanization of global supply chains, fragmentation, protectionism. And a couple of years ago, you had the everything bubble. We were worried about an asset and a credit bubble and a boom and a bubble in asset prices. Now there has been the beginning of a bust and a crash, and there is a risk there'll be more of it. So even the economic, monetary, and financial risk are very different from what we had them 2 or 3 years ago.
The catalyst here is the Federal Reserve raising interest rates. We are about a year from when the Fed started this process of raising interest rates. The Fed started on March 17th, a year ago, raising rates by 25 basis points. We've got several more meetings, and we heard Jay Powell on Capitol Hill this week suggest that we're going to see many more rate hikes to come, and he may look at 50 basis points versus 25 basis points for the next one. Have we felt the real, true impact of this string of rate hikes yet?
Not yet, because there are these long and variable lags. It takes about 12 to 18 months until you reach the impact of this tightening of monetary policy on real economic activity. And real economic activity has started to soften, but not enough. Unfortunately, I feel that the Fed will have to raise rates at least by 50 basis points next time around, and have to push the Fed funds rates to at least 6%. Previously, they thought they could stop at 5.25. The problem with that is that with interest rates this high and debt ratios high, you will have a significant correction further in equity markets. Bond yields are going to go higher, credit spreads are going to go higher, so you'll have financial distress. And what has happened with Silicon Valley Bank is an example of the losses on bond portfolios that you obtain where yields are higher and the price is lower. But that's going to also cause a hard landing of the economy. And a hard landing of the economy is going to make debt defaults in the private sector larger, and greater debt default are going to imply a greater economic contraction. So the two are going to feed on each other. So either we fight inflation and we cause a hard landing and a financial crash, or if we don't do that, if we wimp out, if we blink, then there is a de-anchoring of inflation and inflation expectation. The wage and price spiral becomes worse, and we end up like the 70s with inflation and recession, stagflation. So unfortunately, the damage has already been done by...
Unfortunately, he's talking and talking, and it proves that this place is done, it's through. It's over. So with that being said, Shalom, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Or to Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Lord, and brothers be edified. As you can hear, this so-called expert came to explain in basic English what's really going to happen. Basically, in a nutshell, the economy is screwed. They have done everything they can do to screw this thing up, and they screwed it up perfectly to the point where there's no return. The perfect storm is we're heading to the perfect storm. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there was actually a movie in the 1990s called The Perfect Storm, which was supposed to be, I think it was 2 hurricanes, and a couple of fishermen was caught out there. Maybe it was 1. I'm not too sure. There's so many movies and so forth, but the financial perfect storm is at hand. All right, and reality is sinking in. in the sense of everybody has put their hopes and dreams into the U.S. economy and not understanding the what do you call it, the GOP, really is what's going on globally and how everybody dropped the dollar. Then you have the debt. But the key thing that this guy said was the interest rate. The interest rate went up, so it's higher to. Now you have to have perfect credit to be able to get anything that you want, which we in a debt-based society. So in other words, you get to borrow X amount of money and you have to pay back with interest, but the interest rates are too high. So now instead of paying for a dollar's worth, which you never pay a dollar's worth, a one-on-one, you pay maybe right now probably 10, maybe more. So you can't borrow. So if people can't borrow, can't pay back, that means that businesses cannot longer exist because this is an economy that's based on people purchasing. The purchasing power is no longer in the powers of the people. All right. But this is done purposely. So I'm not going to even really get into this. I'm just going to, the setup. This is just the ultimate setup. How people live their lifestyle is just based upon credit-based society. People live luxurious lifestyles. That's what the scripture says. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Let me start with that one. I'll come back to this. Revelations 18 and 7, to the point. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. So the key word that I wanted to stress about is deliciously. Let's look up the word deliciously. And this is the key. To be wanton. All right. Wanton means undisciplined. To live luxuriously. All right. Let's see, original word. Yep. All right. So the original word for, let me get back to this one. Same word, but the original definition: stratos, excessive strength which longs to break forth, over strength, luxury, eager desire. So we live in a life, or voluptuously. That's the key word right there too. We live in a society that's mostly on not delicate. Damn, there's another word, but it is a very important word. Well, it'll come to me later. It'll come to me. But we live in a society basically that lives everybody lives a delicious life. They try to, either you live a good life, what they'll consider a good life, or your mindset is trying to get that. So you're always trying to chase the bag. So we live in a society where people literally try to get money to chase a dream. This is a dream-based society. And in order for you to dream, you must be asleep. In order for you to be asleep, you must be unconscious. In order for you to be unconscious, you must not know what's around you. So everybody, let me get this real quick before I'm saying this. There's so much stuff I could get. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. No, I want to just go to the point. Matter of fact, let's start at 1, 2. No, let's start at 1. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. So this is Paul writing to the church of Thessalonica. All right. Basically, he's stating these facts because this church, like all the other churches he told, was aware that the end would come. So he was like, listen, I don't have to stress this out to you, how important it is to know that the times are coming is going to be dire, it's going to be dark, right? For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall cometh as a thief in the night. So a thief does not let you know or give you a heads up when they're going to rob you. Okay? First of all, you have to have something to rob. Okay, thieves, yeah, you got the petty theft, but you have the thief that knows you have, and as you have, he takes from you. Those are the best thieves because they go for the big ones. So the Lord is allowing this place to be lived a luxurious lifestyle, to have everything at its beck and call, and then to take everything from everybody. All right. What proves it? America is not most in a global sense. America mostly import goods from other countries. They don't export goods from other countries. That's why the whole Trump, even though he's an insider and all this other good stuff, that he was trying to push America brand first, right? But as soon as the Democrats get back into office, it went back to the ways that they was going to, which henceforth fulfillment of prophecy. All right. So the Lord had created a kingdom that has everything, and everything that everybody wants in this kingdom, undisciplinedly. If you desire it, you can get it at your beck and call. While everybody else outside of America has to struggle and go through certain things, here is just by the push of a button, so to speak. So a thief, when they come, they want to take from the rich. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So the storm that we in right now, we're leading to a perfect storm. Soon there's going to be a point where it might seem to be normal, that whatever answers that they have to get out of that particular thing, which is this perfect storm that's leading to Revelations 13 and 16. And then when they think everything is going to go back to the way they, or go according to the way they want, that's when the Lord is going to make it strike. It says, coming upon them as a travail upon a woman with child, and shall not escape. So when a woman is giving birth, the pains get closer and closer. This is why they say a perfect storm. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of the darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. So what is Paul basically saying? Don't be like everybody else. Be observant. Okay? So what is going on with the majority of the people today? They have become comatose. They went to sleep. All right? They truly are in sleep mode. It says, for they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. So they in a dark state. Okay? They are greedy. They're undisciplined. They're out of their wits. Okay? They're just wicked. First Timothy's 1 and to the point 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. So it says, charge them that are rich in this world. All right? The people are concerned about their riches more than they're concerned about their spirituality. This society is based upon riches or getting riches. Okay? This is all about chasing the bag. This is why I got that, instrumental in the background. because when you hear this particular song, he's talking about the struggles that he went through, but trying to reach to be rich, you know. And that's what the mindset the majority of everybody is out here. They're all trying to be rich. They're all trying to get the bag. Okay? But what they fail to understand, which 1 John 4:13. No, I'm sorry. 2:15. 1 John 2:15 says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." So they'll tell you riches, which I should want back to 1 Timothy's, but basically saying that riches are, roughly paraphrasing, riches are godly. So they'll tell you the more prosperous that you are, or the more riches that you have, the more that God is with you. But that's not the fact. That's the complete opposite. All right? The Most High is not with the people of the world and their riches, because these riches are corrupted. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world." So let's go to it. The lust of the flesh. People like to see fleshy things, and they think with the value of money that they could get whatever they want. Right? It says the lust of the eyes, and people follow trends. Everybody follow trends. People follow what they see. All right? People are respected because they have money. People look highly above their status quo. And I gotta quote this rapper. He said, you can't something to that extent. I can't remember. It always happens to me. But if you have money, you can't buy class. You know, but it was Jay-Z. I can't. But he said it the way he said it was ill, because yes, if you have money, that doesn't mean that you have class. That means that you just have money, right? But the people's greatest desire is to have something that they can't obtain, and that's how the Esau has gotten the world today. It has gotten them in the hamster wheel. You work, or you hustle, you do whatever it takes to get these riches. And now he's taking these riches away from you. He's built a society where you have to put your money, your finances, in his banking system. Now the same thing that he tell you to trust is turning on every last one of you. Sounds about right. That's how the devil got these people. And it says, "Not of the Father, but is of the world," Slakia, "and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof." So the world that we see is passing away. They're changing everything. The way you spend. Now they want to monitor everything that you have. They want to do things unto the people that is unattainable, all right, in its current status. And this is why the world of hurting is coming, okay? And these people are foolish to believe to ask these things. If you can't afford something, the wise decision is not to go and purchase it. But what do they tell you? Oh, if you got good credit, you can borrow as much money as you want. You could pay back X amount of years. So what do people have? They get the materialistic things that they get, cars, houses, and so forth, and they shit on other people. Instead of actually having the money that they're supposed to have, they rather look down on other people. Okay? Proverbs Proverbs 23:4 says, "Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom." It says, labor not to be rich. You got jobs where you have to work 9 to 5 and then some. You have to work countless hours. Some people work 12, 24 hours, sleep on the job. All right? And at the end of that, what happens? The most of your money goes back to the government. All your money goes back to the government. All right? Every last red cent. And then at the end of this so-called calendar year, they expect you to file taxes, to see if you owe them any more money, and they might give you a chunk change to get your money back. Some of your money back, a fraction of your money that they took from you. All right? That's you laboring to get rich. It says, with that set thine eyes upon that which is not. For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards the heaven. And that's what people are starting to realize, because of all these bank runs that's about to take place. People are going to scatter to these banks and take whatever they could get out. All right? And just like that, all your riches could be gone. All your hard work, your 401k could be gone. Okay? Just like that. Cyber attack. All your money gone. Just like that. Your house burned out. All your money gone. Just like that. Everything. Okay? So that they have the world believing in their riches. They have the world believing in you got to get rich. You got to stay rich. Okay? That's why they keep throwing things in people's faces. They train you. I always bring it up of when in the 1980s, there was a program called The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. All right? Older heads know what I'm talking about. And they used to show this all the time. Now, living in the hood, living in the ghetto, you could never fathom your mind to think like that. But what they will throw these celebrities in your face, and people want to obtain that which they have. But what they fail to understand, the things that they have is that's not even theirs. It was all borrowed. All those houses, they did this many years later, MTV Cribs. All those houses that those celebrities was showing off and how they living good and so forth, and you want to obtain that which they have, that was not real. All right? That was far from being real. All that was borrowed. So they have the minds of the people truly believing that you have to do whatever it takes in order to get that. And then once you get it, once you think you have it, guess what? They all go away. Proverbs 22:7, it says, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. And we became a society is based on debt. You heard what the man said, the perfect storm. All right, hyperinflation, debt, okay, everything coming at one time. The food crisis, disease, and war. All this is the perfect storm. So you may not feel the fact that what's going on on the other side of the world of war, but war is going to be in the middle of your streets, because the people are going to do what? They're going to lose it. All right? Once they see in their riches, all the stuff that they work for, start springing up wings and flying away, then they're going to consider everything else. And this is why the Lord told us to ask for our daily bread. Brothers in the truth, we're good. All right? Because the Lord's going to provide for us. Hey, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. The fundamental things of the scriptures, the fundamental things of life, all right? That's all we needed. But we was programmed to think otherwise. Slakia. It's Ecclesiastes 39. And 24. I started 24. Matter of fact, I started 21. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he that have made all things for their use. So the Most High created all things for man's use. His blessing covered the dry land as a river, and the watered it as a flood. As he have turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. For his ways are plain unto the holy, which is who? His men, the elect. It's plain reason to believe all we need is our daily bread. Okay? This is substance to get by. And the Lord is purging us, of that fat. Now he's about to purge these people. And they're about to lose it. Monday is gonna be a bloody day. All right, I'm gonna try to print this up tonight, but it's gonna be a bloody day because people are going to lose it. The stock market is gonna look horrible. Another bank, another bank is gone. All right. It says, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. So plain things which the holy, the elect understand, but it's a stumbling block unto the wicked. For the good are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for the sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are good to the godly. So the sinners, they are turned into evil. Because why? The sinners they want more than that. They want more than what is you're supposed to live by. And that is the that's the devil's way, so to speak. 1 Timothy 6, I'm gonna go back to that. Is it 10? Right. 1 Timothy 6 and 6. It says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. So what's contentment? Let's look it up. It says a perfect condition of life, which no aid or support is needed. Sufficient of the necessities of life, which we just read. So if the Lord provides those things unto you, then you add the fact of the Lord giving you money to take care of your bills, to take care if you're hungry or not. Those are contentment. But people don't want to be content. They want more than that. All right? People are greedy. It says the mind that contained with its lot, contentment. All right? They want more than what is truly necessary. But that's how the Lord has the world to believe. So what all that leads that to greed, death, destruction, okay? Thief, to be a thief, all the wicked things that you can think of. Adultery, homosexuality, all these things. Okay? Because what? People are not content. They want more than they have. All right? It says, for we brought nothing into this world, and it's certain that we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. All right? So having food and raiment, so you have food to eat and raiment, enough, you have clothes, okay? You have ability to clean your clothes that you have. The Lord might give you extra money to have more clothes. All right? You take care of your clothes, you clean your clothes. But no, they want more. They want the latest fashion. All right? Okay, the Lord might give you something, the latest fashion, but it just might start adding up. And guess what? That's for you to be content. But people want more. Because why? They live that delicious life. They live that life of vacancy. Or vacant. All right? That's what the lifestyle that they want. Verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in the destruction and perdition. All right? For the love of money is the root of all evil. So it's not about money, it's the love of money. All right? The love of money. You would do whatever it takes. Damn near every 90s hip hop song would tell you, I don't want to be poor, I want to be rich. They'll rob and steal. Hey, Biggie had a song in Ready to Die. Give me the loot. All right? It's him just robbing and stealing. Fat Joe had a song, and these are the songs I used to listen to and like. Damn. Well, basically he said in the lyrics, he said that he robbed his own cousin. He went to his uncle's house or whatever, robbed his own cousin. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, he didn't want to be poor. And that's the vibration they've been pushing to everybody. All right? So, hey, even Bone Thugs and Harmony, they had a song called featuring Eazy-E, For the Love of Money. So you had a generation of Jakes that just money hungry, like the song "Slipping" by DMX. Another one, money hungry, robbing and stealing. You didn't give a fuck who you robbing, doing all these things. So you do whatever it takes to do that, to get that life. Now, when you do all that, you think you good, you may survive, whatever the case may be. Years later, you still, you're grimy, but you're content. You're like, I did what I did, all the works, and now you put your money into these banks. Now all that hard work was nothing. So you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and rob and steal. Nah, the game changed. Shit's about to get real out here. All right, it's about to get real. And it says, which some covenant after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So they erred. All right, they made a big mistake. Matthew 6:19. I have to get that. It says, lay not upon yourselves, lay not up for yourselves like your treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, where thieves break through and steal. And that's what these people realizing. Bank of America a couple months ago, they stole from their own people. Did they give them back their money? It's just digits. They could give them back, all right? But what the elites are planning is take everybody's bread and butter. All your hard work, your 401ks and so forth is all gonna go, all right? So what was your heart at when you was on earth? Your heart should have been in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, doing his will, all right? In the heavens, each brother has a vault full of goodly treasures stored up for him that nobody can take that from them, all right? So when all hell breaks loose, guess what? We get to withdraw from those treasures to protect us, okay? It says, but lay up for yourselves in heaven where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. For your treasure is there where your heart be also. It's not talking about your actual heart, it's your mind. All right. So where your treasure is, there where your mind will be, you will always consider the greater things. Now, once again, they're about to steal everybody's goodies, and there's nothing nobody can do. They could go to the bank and still take as much money that they want, but soon the FRN notes is not going to have no value because what? This is not inflation, this is hyperinflation. All right? Gas prices went down, but food prices went up, and you need food to sustain yourself. And the food that you eat is not even real food. So this is the perfect storm. All brought to you by your local devil, which is the Lord's left hand working on the earth. And this devil is doing a tremendous job. Okay? A tremendous job. He have the people really on the mindset of get whatever I can get, still rob, have more than I desire, and still want more. And now, with that mindset, and with stress at our all-time high, and distress in the all-time high, unemployment about to hit all-time high, all the goods are gonna. What do you think? This is a perfect powder keg. All right, perfect storm. So we're there. All right, and hey, let me get this real quick. Isaiah 65, and we're good. You know, this is the time that we rejoice because this is what we've been waiting for. Exactly what we've been waiting for. Isaiah 65. I started at 11. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord. I'm talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel. The same people that have that same mindset. I quoted some songs because those songs was like the driving force for a lot of young black Latinos and Native Americans, all right, in the 80s, 90s, the eras that I know of. And you could go back to the 70s and so forth. There's older heads, okay, to 2000s, 2010s, and so forth, to be money driven. And you do whatever it takes to get that. So when the Lord sent his men out in the highways and byways, people fan their hands at the men. Like, nah, I'm about to get that money. Fuck that. You know, you have men that came into the truth and couldn't sacrifice those Saturdays because they was too money hungry. So, it's what the Lord says. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forgot my holy mountain, that prepared a table for that troop, and that furnished the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delight not. Which is another thing too. A lot of people know the dark things that these people do to get their riches is out in public, and yet they still desire those riches. They don't care what they do. They don't care if they give up their manhood or a woman give up a womanhood to get those riches. Now those riches are vanishing right before everybody's eyes. And yes, it's only the middle class and the little people right now. But those people that think they're in a good position, these celebrities and so forth, they're gonna get theirs too. All their riches is gonna be gone. All right. There's only one alpha devil in this world. That's Esau, Edom, the elites. Everybody that's sold out, you don't have no piece of his pie. All right. That's how real it is. So since y'all all desired to be like them, you're gonna be taken as them. All right. But going back to Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat. The fundamental things the principal things that the Lord has established for man on earth. All right. Which I read it in Sirach, the 39th chapter. So in that time, there's going to be a position where people are not going to eat. All right. The average person out there is not going to have the ability to go to the store and get some food, or call a restaurant, or make an order for some food. All that is coming to an end, because if all this money is vanishing from these banks, a lot of these stores have assets in these banks. So they won't be able to buy the necessary food for them to cook. And plus, the people are not going to have the money to purchase the food. All right. Then you have the government that's burning down factories and taking away food from the people. Then you're going to have people that's going to be losing it. That's going to take matters into their own hands. All right. Then you're going to have the government restricting those people from having matters into their own hands by taking away their guns and so forth. So there's going to be a gap there where nobody's going to really have the ability to eat. And it's going to, all that ability, that freedom that you had is going to be taken away from you. But at the same time, simultaneous, those that serve the Lord are going to eat regardless. They're going to have something to eat. It says, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hunger. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So there's going to be a point where all that selling out, all that shit that you trusted in this world is going to backfire. The mindset that these people had, they looked down at you because your clothes wasn't up to date. You wasn't eating what they considered the fine delicacy of the world. All of that energy is going to come right back to you. But in the worst case, because there's not going to be a comeback to that. There's not going to be an opportunity for these people to come back and say anything afterwards. Okay? You know? All you women that sold out or committed adultery on your man and so forth, there's not going to be a time where things are going to go back to normal and you get to do the same shit over and again. No. Massive death is coming to the majority of you people on earth, sanctioned by the Heavenly Father. So there's going to be a time of great distress like no man has never seen before. All right? That time is called Jacob's trouble, which is going to be the world's trouble. Okay? So people are going to be ashamed because they didn't have the treasures. They didn't have the proper, the necessary strength to handle what's to come. All right? Hey, this people's life is going to be prolonged to see certain events. People are going to still be living just to starve to death. All right? So people still going to be living just to be put down. Okay? When these times to come. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but you shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for the vexation of spirit, and shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. So all that braggadocious and all that shit don't mean shit in the day to come. All right, that's how real it's gonna get, man. All right, and Rakataya Hawba Shem Yahushua, we tired of this world. We tired of seeing you people that pride, for no damn reason. All of that. Matter of fact, as I said that, you get that. 2nd Ezra 8:50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So the great miseries have begun. And your security blanket, your savings, your what do you call it? Your saving nest, your saving nest, whatever, nest saving, whatever terminology they call it, is leaving you people. That security blanket of putting your assets in banks and so forth is leaving you. And the great miseries is coming. So with that being said, I hope you brothers just edify something real quick to the spirit. Hey, we in that time. Shalom.